Welcome to Crow Inclined, here today with a daily energetic check-in. I am doing something a little bit different. Here, let me put a deck up here. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I'm actually using the Mermaid Tarot today, but I don't have the box for it. So we'll put the Tarot Magic deck up. So we're doing something a little different. I'm not going with a card of focus. So we're just gonna dive in and do a reading. Using the Mermaid Tarot today, and I will do some clarifying with the Witch of the Forest Tarot Magic deck. Thank you so much for your patience. I took a couple of days, much needed days off. This overnight job's kind of kicking me arse. They've opened up a lot of overtime, so my 8-hour shift is turning into 14, 15 hours, and it's physically exhausting. So thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. I needed the sleep. I needed the rest. And I'm back to bring you some messages. We're just going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to try some new things here. Okay. So thank you for being here. I hope you are all well. I hope the sun is shining. The stars are out. There's something that you can look at and just be in awe of, okay? Because I think we need to get back to that feeling a little bit. So, right out of the gate, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the fives are breakthroughs. And the Five of Pentacles is about struggles and hardships. So maybe you've been struggling financially. Pentacles are of finances and material world, abundance and stability and foundation, that kind of thing. As you can see, this person is sort of turning away from that. Okay, so this might have been something that seemed good at one time, and you're realizing it's not really for you. Stepping away from it does create some hardship. Stepping away from it does create some struggle. But it is a breakthrough, because what you're learning is what is for you and what does not align. All right, so this can be a really hard energy, but it is also a breakthrough. All right. It takes a lot of courage to walk away from a perceived safety net, a perceived secure foundation, right? Maybe someone promised you something that wasn't really true, whether it's work or relationships or whatever. Okay. We have the Magician coming out in your energy. So you are definitely the master of your realm. Okay. This is a card of mastery. This is a card of being able to transmute the energy into a physical, material world manifestation. This is a card of action. So there's something you're taking action on. Okay, you have the tools, you have the knowledge, you have the skills, you have everything that you need to do this, and it's in your energy. So you are already working it. Keep in mind, we have the lovely Tower coming in, but that's okay, right? What does the Tower do? We understand that the Tower is a realignment. Okay, so the foundation that you've been working on top of isn't aligned with you anymore. So we have to rebuild, right? And you're building it right now with that Magician. When you walk away from said perceived safety net over here, security, whatever, and you go through a period of hardship and struggle, and you're working on building your world, you're working on manifesting something for you that's in alignment for yourself, of course you're going to have a Tower, right? You cannot continue living in a tower that's on a faulty foundation. Not that it wasn't, important at the time, okay? It just means that you have learned, you've grown, and you have different needs now. And so you must rebuild. Underneath that Five of Pentacles, yeah, the Seven of Wands, stand your ground. This is a card of persistence. Don't give up. Whatever it is that you walked away from, don't let it pull you back in. Stand your ground, right? I love his hands, like talk to the hand. Stand your ground. Okay, you made the right choice. You may have people around you who are trying to tell you that you didn't, but you did. and walking away from whatever that was and turning your back on whatever that perceived safety net was. I don't know why I keep saying safety net. That's kind of different, huh? In your energy, the Five of Swords. Yeah, so you've been in this real sort of fight or flight mode, right? The Five of Swords is all about, it's fighting. It's winning at all cost. And eventually we forget what we're fighting for in this energy. So you've been in this energy for a while, okay? It feels like there's some fatigue here as well. I love the penguin kind of patting this little mermaid on her head. Got an owie, right? This can also, I also sort of feel like this fight could be, how do I say that? Words can cut. The thing about words, you know, even if we apologize, whoever it is that said them, this seems to me like there's a bunch of people that said them, they will burn into your mind, right? Swords are of the mind. And even with an apology, it changes the dynamics of a situation because you can never take those words back. All right? This is why it's so important to be thoughtful when you're speaking to other people. Because even though maybe you apologize for something crappy that you said to someone, that person's never going to forget it. It's just forever like burned in. I don't know who needs to know that, and I'm not sure why I went down that path, but it's important. Okay? And that's in your energy, so maybe someone did that to you. Maybe someone is constantly at you. Maybe you feel, maybe that's part of this 5 over here, this not feeling safe in this situation. Maybe, yeah, I mean, it could be family. It could be like a romantic relationship. It could be a work situation. But it's one that you feel like you've always got to be sort of on guard, okay? Keep in mind, we have the Queen of Wands. This is what you need to focus on, right? This independent. You know, if you work with a group of people, you don't feel like you fit in and maybe they're not so nice, whatever, doesn't matter. Stay in your Queen of Wands energy. Super, super self-confident. You don't need an entourage of people to tell you how great you are. You already know. All right? That's important. Stay in that energy. A lot of times when we are very independent and self-confident and all those things, I mean, we can kind of bring the mean out of other people. It's just a trigger for them. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that that happened. Fiery, juicy, creative, confident, trailblazer. A little bit of an outlaw, but I like it. Heck yeah. It's good. Okay, under that 7 of Wands is the King of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're heading for, you're going from that 5 of Pentacles, struggle and hardship, to the King of Pentacles, who sits on a throne. Now, he worked really hard for that. Nothing was handed to this king. He worked really hard for it. And he also understands the importance of, if it's 5 o'clock, you clock out and you're done. And you go and you have your normal life, okay? This is a stable foundation. It is unshakable. He worked really hard for it. Stand your ground with whatever it is you're doing. It's leading to really, really good things. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Let's get another one for that 5 of Swords, because that's kind of a crazy energy for you, feeling like you've always got to sort of watch your back in whatever the situation is for you. Okay, we have 2 cards and they're kind of stuck together. Huh. These came out together, the Death card and the Ace of Pentacles. All right. Yeah, you're meant to let this go. Okay. Stop being on guard all the time. This is a card of transformation, the Death card, right? It's a death and rebirth. You're stepping into this You're meant to step into this Queen of Wands, self-confidence. Okay. When you do, you have all of this. Look at this Ace of Pentacles. This is a gift. This is a gift just for you. In the material world, it's your foundation. It's your stability. It's what allows you to explore the world as the Queen of Wands in a way that you're meant to, instead of being like stuck, feeling stuck in the muck, right? Getting out of that energy of feeling like you have to watch your back every second. That's not life. That's not living. Okay? That's not how you're meant to be living. There's something that you've got to let go. That's why that Death card is showing up. Let it go. Sometimes other people are dealing with themselves, right? And it's not about you. We have the Hanged Man. So yeah, it's a card of enlightenment, right? You cannot move forward in this energy, that Five of Swords energy anymore. So it's kind of a reassessing, reevaluating, understanding, right? It's a card of pivot. You can still reach your desired goals because you have this Magician in your energy. You just have to find a different approach. And that approach, it requires you to step out of this fighty energy with that Five of Swords. Let it go. Let it go. Let them go. Like, we cannot tell other people how to act or behave. We are only responsible for ourselves and how we react and how we live in our world. If someone reacts poorly to you, I mean, obviously, if you're doing something intentional and mean, of course, then you're kind of asking for it. But if you're living your life, you're rolling along, and someone's upset because you're so confident, then that's their problem. That's not yours. Okay? With this Hanged Man, you will still get where you want to go because you've learned a new approach. I like that. I like it for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yep. Nine of Pentacles. That's your financial freedom, your financial independence, and it is for you. The nines are solo energy. Okay, there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with the nines in any of the journeys in the nines. In this one, you probably had to forego relationships, a lot of relationships, probably friendships, whatever, to stay focused on building your material world foundation. This is your financial independence. This is something that you worked for. You worked really hard for. This means there's extra, right? We're going to put that. Okay. All right. I am going to take the Witch of the Forest, a tarot magic deck. And we're just going to throw a couple more cards. I think it's pretty clear. You got to figure out why you're on guard and let that go. Okay? Because there's so much amazing stuff happening here. Like, you're so brave and so courageous to turn your back on that perceived safety net of that Five of Pentacles, right? Stand your ground. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. You are making the right decisions right now. Okay? And you're making them from a place of enlightenment here. Of understanding why things work out and understanding why some things don't. Okay, this is beautiful. Oh, look at this. We have the Four of Wands. It's a card of celebration. It's a milestone marker. You've achieved something, right? It's a sense of freedom, unity. Yeah, you are heading someplace amazing, my friend. Step away. Look, we have the Seven of Wands again, so you have a double tap on, being persistent, right? Stand your ground. Double tap means you're not allowing anybody to change your mind, even though they're going to try, right? Persistence is the key here. Do not stop doing what you're doing. What you're doing is amazing. What you're doing, you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's like I feel like it's like an underdog story. I think people are just going to be shocked by what you're doing, right? Okay, anything else want to come out here? Okay, you do have a message. There's a Knight of Cups. You do have a message coming in of love, fun, magic. It is a proposal or maybe a quest. The Knight of Cups can also represent a lot of pride in what you're doing, right? The Knights are they're action figures. They are knights of action. So I think there is something really coming towards you. I think it's going to illuminate some things, perhaps. Let's see. We have the King of Cups, too. Emotional maturity. So this could be someone coming towards you. Now, it could be definitely a romantic partner, a new boss, a mentor, a teacher, or whatever. Whoever it is has a lot of compassion and understanding, empathy, but very emotionally mature. All right, this is really important for you right now, coming out of this Five of Swords energy of always feeling like, you've got to defend yourself, right? You've got the Seven of Wands twice here. Persistence, always defending yourself, always having your hackles up, going on the defense before you understand really what's going on, right? This person is going to be really, really important to you. They're going to sort of calm your nerves a little bit. Okay. This is some sort of relationship, a union. We have a couple of union cards here. Now, like I said, it can be a romantic partnership, but it can also be a mentor, a teacher, a best friend, a boss, a coworker, right? Someone in your sphere, or someone's about to come into your sphere that's going to help you understand that the world isn't always like that Five of Swords conflict. There is love, there is beauty, there is understanding, there is compassion. It is there, and it's time for you to have a really good dose of that. Okay? All right, that is your reading today. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties. Yeah, I'm really trying to grow this channel, so I would love any help at all that I can get moving forward. All right? Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.